Professor Farnsworth created a simulated universe, but due to limited computing power and electricity, everything in this simulated universe was made up of pixels. As they watched the simulated versions of the Planet Express crew going about their lives, those simulated beings all believed they were real. Amy raised a question: could the universe they were living in also be a simulation? This made Bender realize that, just like the people in the simulated universe, his entire personality was just a simulation run by equations. This upset Bender deeply, and it also made him feel immense sympathy for the beings in the simulated universe. He asked the professor to promise never to let the simulated beings find out they were virtual, so they could keep living. The professor agreed, but this required more electricity than they had. While the professor was in the bathroom, he came up with an idea. The main sewer line of New York ran directly under Planet Express, so the crew drilled through the sewer pipe and used the massive flow of water there to generate electricity. With enough power, the resolution of the simulated universe improved. The pixelated figures turned into complete humans. Surprisingly, the simulated version of the professor also created a simulated universe of his own. This made the simulated beings start questioning their own reality too. The difference was, they decided to test the truth of their universe themselves. If they could trigger an event so massive that it exceeded the computer's computing power, they could prove whether their world was a simulation. The simulated professor chose to create a magnetar collapse. Realizing the simulated beings would find out about their virtual existence no matter what, Bender decided to tell them the truth himself. With the professor's help, Bender's consciousness was transferred into his simulated counterpart, Simulated Bender. Inside the simulated universe, the test had already begun. Just as Bender was about to reveal the truth, Simulated Fry said he didn't care if the universe was real or not. Even if it was virtual, he still loved Simulated Leela. This thought was supported by everyone, and it finally made Bender feel at peace. At the same time, the simulated magnetar explosion was consuming a huge amount of computing power. If the calculations continued, the entire building would catch fire. Just then, Bender's consciousness miraculously returned. He even suggested a way to save the simulated universe to the professor. If they infinitely slowed down the processor's speed, they wouldn't need a lot of computing power or electricity, and the beings in the simulated universe wouldn't be affected at all.